Welcome to a special edition of Nova News. I'm Jackie and Sarah, a freshman at Villanova.
And I'm Lauren Dugan, also a freshman at Villanova. Today is November 6, 2012, which means that voting is taking place today for the 2012 presidential election.
Previous elections have shown that sometimes the new president will be announced quickly and easily, and sometimes it might not. This year's election looks like one of those years where it will be long and agonizing. Polls are showing that President Barack Obama and Governor Mitt Romney are running neck and neck. The race is tight in nearly all battleground states. Unless one of the candidates is able to steal vital states, there will be no clear winner for some time.
Pennsylvania is potentially the most debatable state of all the states this year, so we the Villanovans need to get out there and vote. Good luck to both candidates, and hopefully we'll find out shortly.
For today's show, we are starting off with an update on the weather here at Villanova.
After Hurricane Sandy hit the eastern side of America, the horrible aftermath was unbelievable. We have our weather reporter, Melanie Prevey, to give us an update and hopefully show us a light at the end of the tunnel.
Hi, my name is Melanie, and I'm here with your Nova News weather update. On October 29th, Hurricane Sandy devastated much of the East Coast, particularly the Jersey Shore, New York City, and surrounding areas. Miles of boardwalks and protective dunes were wiped away by powerful storm surges, and millions were left flooded and in the dark. And then, just 1 week later, the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast regions were struck again with a nor'easter that the Weather Channel dubbed Winter Storm Athena. At its peak, the storm was expected to deliver light snow and rain and gusts up to 35 miles per hour in New Jersey, and rain and snow with wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour in New York City. But by Wednesday afternoon, snow was already spotted falling in at least half a dozen states, and snowfall totals measured 4.3 inches in Central Park and 6.2 inches in Newark, New Jersey. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie warned that high winds brought the potential for homes and residences that had just regained power to lose it again, and that it could also hinder efforts to restore power to those still in the dark. Before Athena hit, more than 675,000 homes and businesses, mostly in New York and New Jersey, were still without power, although this was down from its peak of 8.5 million. Winds ranging from 45 to 75 miles per hour beat on already weakened branches and power lines. With 167,000 new power outages in New Jersey, restoration efforts were pushed back at least one day. Last Monday, New York attempted to get its school system up and running again after the longest unprecedented vacation in recent memory. Most of the city's 1.1 million students returned to school, but many buildings were still being occupied by displaced residents and hospital patients. And while the public transportation systems were partially up and running again, long lines and packed trains were a common sight. And the efforts to get the city back up and running again were hindered as New York had to deal with more power outages and disrupted transportation routes. And now, let's see what some Villanova students were feeling after the first snowfall of the season. What was your reaction to the first snowfall of the season last week?
Well, it was surprising for me because I'm from California, so it's my first snow. But I actually enjoyed it, but I don't know if others did or not.
What was your, how did you feel about it coming so soon after the hurricane?
Well, it definitely brings a lot of concern for people who have probably lost their homes. They have to look for new homes, and that's not easy. So.
Okay, thank you. While Villanova was spared from the worst of both storms, residents of the ravaged neighborhoods are now just looking to restore a sense of normalcy to their lives. But with the winter season having just begun and with so much devastation already in these areas, people are looking to the upcoming months with a sense of wariness. This has been Melanie with your Villanova weather update. Until next time, keep cool, Wildcats.
Thank you, Melanie.
Now let's turn it on over to Nick Ader with World News. Nick?
Thank you, Jackie. As part of a recent increase in violence, 50 security forces working for the Assad regime were killed by a car bomb this past Monday. Responsibility for the attack has been claimed by a radical Islamist group, stating that the attack was specifically meant to destabilize the Syrian government in support of the opposition. This was one of the deadliest incidents since the uprising began 20 months ago, with violence expected to continue into the foreseeable future. Despite this recent act, the Assad regime remains confident in its ability to eliminate these so-called terrorist groups and outlast the uprising. In Greece, economic strife continues to cause unrest throughout the country despite the best intentions of the Greek leadership. A 48-hour labor strike has been organized by the country's two largest labor organizations in response to yet another series of austerity cuts. These cuts, while necessary if the Greek government is to receive fiscal aid from the European Union, have been the source of protests and riots from the Greek people because of the additional burden they place on an already strained populace. Most public services will be shut down, including schools, public transportation, banks, and local governments. Reform may be coming to the small African nation of Malawi, as Justice Minister Cassandra recently ordered police to stop arresting individuals suspected of homosexual acts. As in 36 other African states, homosexuality is a punishable crime that has been the source of much criticism in recent years. The Justice Minister states that it would be unwise to arrest individuals in question of performing homosexual acts while the constitutionality of the law is being decided by the country's parliament. This ban is expected to remain in place for the near future, as any decision on the law is not expected for some time.
Thank you, Nick. Next on our program is a sneak peek at one of the biggest events on campus, Villanova Homecoming. I was lucky enough to attend the event, so let's take a quick look at this fun weekend.
There really is no place like home, but these Wildcats don't need to click their heels to figure that one out. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm Lauren Dugan, and I'm here at Sheen Beach ready to kick off the 2012 Homecoming Fest. Let's go catch up with some Wildcat familiar faces.
I had the fortunate experience of being here my sophomore year when we won the national championship and we beat Georgetown, so had a blast doing that.
Homecoming is just to bring everyone back to Villanova. We have so many alums here out strong, and it's really great to have them come back. Villanova will always be home no matter how far you are from graduation, and it's just great to have everyone back and really celebrating Villanova. And it's, you know, it's not too. I think it's a good chance for people to reconnect with campus and the spirit of Villanova, and just having so many people come back and remembering what their time was like. That we hope they'll continue to do it, and our community will be back on campus. I love it here.
I originally came to Villanova because I wanted to get a great education, and that's what I got. In addition to the great education, I got a great experience. I got some lifelong friends, and you know, a positive view on life.
So no matter where they go or how much time passes, the Nova Nation can always find its way back home. Because once a Wildcat,
Always a Wildcat!
Wow, that looks like it was an awesome event.
Yeah, it definitely was. Now one of our Nova News reporters, Myra Villas, reports on the students' opinion about many different iPhone apps.
Especially since the new iPhone was recently released and the new model is still selling out all across America. I'm really interested to find out what students have to say. Let's take a look.
Back when Villanova was founded in 1842, there was no such thing as telephones, let alone a cell phone. University students sent letters instead of text messages and heard news by word of mouth rather than through Twitter. But today, smartphones help us accomplish all these small tasks with few simple touches. With all the hype about the new iPhone 5 release, let's take a look at how these tiny devices help us accomplish greater tasks in our campus lives. How often do you check your smartphone?
Pretty much every 5 minutes unless I'm in class.
Probably pretty regularly, like every couple of minutes, maybe every hour, yeah.
I check my phone probably after every class, sometimes even during class, so pretty much all day I check it.
Well, now it's more like everyone has to go, you know, the iPhone. So when I like pull out the flip phone like this, I'm like, hey, what's up? People are like, oh, dude, that guy's like, he's just like killing it now with a flip phone.
What are your favorite apps on your smartphone?
I like the Sports Center app. That's where I get all my news about what's going on in the sports world. Also, Twitter and Facebook are pretty good, and just email apps too.
Yelp's pretty helpful. It analyzes like different like stores and stuff.
Twitter, Facebook, email. Just like that, yeah.
If you were to have an app for anything, what would it be?
Probably one to, you know, I guess make food for whatever I wanted.
I'm not really sure on that one, but if we had an app for the wild card to like scan, I thought that'd be pretty useful.
Maybe just to like organize, just to be more organized.
How excited are you for that iPhone 5 release? Oh my God, oh, definitely gonna call you sometime soon. Well, now you've seen what a big role smartphones play in our lives. I'm Myra Villas. Keep it wild, Nova Nation.
Thank you very much, Myra. Well, that concludes our show for today. We hope you enjoyed Nova News.
We'll see you next week.